In Acts chapter 6, we get to hear about a problem in the early church. This problem was that there were a group of widows in the church who weren't getting their daily distribution of food and water. And they needed this distribution of food because they didn't have any more other income, their husband had died, and so the church was providing for them, which is great. It's absolutely fantastic. However, they're not getting that, which is not good. They shouldn't be neglected. And so the apostles say, hey, this is a real problem. We need to fix this problem. So what are we going to do? We're going to delegate some men. We're going to assign these men to take care of this, oversee the distribution, and make sure everybody's cared for. So they look for 7 men who are of good repute and full of the spirit of wisdom, and they find them. The one that stands out is Stephen. Stephen gets mentioned beyond this point, and in the very next section, it says that Stephen was out in the streets preaching the gospel. And there were these men in the streets who could not withstand what Stephen had to say. They didn't like what Stephen had to say. They didn't like the gospel. And they were so angry, in fact, that they made up lies to turn the crowd against Stephen and to have him seized and arrested. And then they set up false witnesses to have him convicted. And it's just a whole saga of guys trying to make Stephen stop talking about the gospel. And it just goes to show 2 things. No matter what you're doing in the church, you're always an evangelist. No matter what kind of a Christian, where you are, what you're doing, you're always an evangelist. Stephen wasn't assigned to be a guy going out preaching the gospel. He was assigned to be a guy in the church taking care of the widows. But he takes care of the widows and he preaches the gospel wherever he goes. And second, people want to shut up the gospel. People don't want to hear what the Bible has to say, and it's been going on for forever. They'll try really hard and they'll try and make you quiet, but you have to remember to speak the gospel with boldness.